This is the I Know Podcast where we're all about healthy debate, honest conversation, and talking beer junk. Information, knowledge, observation.
Bro, you want this dry call?
Yeah, I got sign in it.
This walks away, dog. The man is afraid of you.
Like Trump, boy.
The man left.
Oh, God. This is the I Know Podcast. I-N-O. Information, knowledge, observation. Also, I know nothing. We got Malik Kofi.
Yo.
We got Malik me. Mosey in here. Romari come. So it's me. To me.
You know,
But,
you know what sad it is? Everyone is home.
Everybody home. That does go to show that people at home, there's one you're always doing things, B. So even but yeah, though. So first of all, I gotta say apologies for the long delay between episodes. What the frick? Life fricked up. What do you want me to do? Like,
things happening.
Beer joke. Life is actually beer joke. Like, again, no way to flip it. Like, even if you're optimistic, life is like beer joke, right? So, but yeah. So I just wanted to give a kind of a introduction to our guest, right? So in February when this thing was happening, I remember tweeting, right? Anybody like care about this whole Corona thing? And everybody said, whatever, I'm not really worried, whatever. But this buddy was the only person that said this thing. He said that he concerned but not worried. And then since then, almost every day, like for a week or so, he would send me a link to like this thing developing until it became a pandemic, right?
Yeah.
So right now I'm speaking about Alex Downs. He is a former journalist and also got a degree in international law. That's what it is.
Yeah, master's in international law. Yeah.
Oh,
right, Australian thing. Oh, they fancy degree and thing. Be
Far down, boy. Far down.
yeah, boy. Jeez, land on under, boy. But so you was the perfect man. You was one I met that just know things, dog. So yeah, man. I just said that you will come on and kick it with us, and we can lime and we can really try and figure out how we really feel about this thing, and just in general. So this is the first time since this came up that we kind of like talking to everybody. So I just want to hear all of our thoughts on the whole pandemic. So you can start, Alex. Like just giving you thoughts, like a summary.
This thing spread from really February or so to right now. Like honestly, dog, I can't believe it. I was just telling somebody a month ago things were so different. Just a month ago, everything was so different. So yeah, it's a weird thing, boy.
Kofi, what was you thoughts? Summary?
I didn't think I hear about it in January. I didn't hear like about the wet market thing, people in Wuhan. This wet market with the people eating bats and koalas and a whole bunch of things. So I figured, all right, someone get sick from that. Like
standard, right?
You know what I mean? a regular Chinese thing. Like that sounds totally normal. And then you're hearing about other countries with this thing. It began to become like real sometime in February. I can't pinpoint it because February was such an odd month. But some point in February, this thing just get real big.
Yeah.
It became less of the Chinese people doing things and more of this is time to prepare for.
Okay, so that's the initial thoughts. Now let me just kind of skip forward a bit. How we feel in general about today is April the 7th. All right, how we feel about what the government has done so far?
Who won't go first, boy?
Okay. But let me break it down. Let me start with all the things that the government has done good for this whole thing. Because I would just like to credit them because they're doing a good job to a degree, right? So I
can take a crack at it.
Alex, repeat what you just said, please.
I can take a crack at it.
Okay.
I can take a crack. Government's response, right? It's been a good response overall for me. But there've been some hiccups or mistakes in my estimation. And before I say anything else, let me put it like this. As I tell people, right? Yes, government made mistakes. But at the end of the day, Tell me any country that ain't made mistakes, and tell me any country that prepared for a pandemic after we ain't had one since. I mean, yeah, we can consider the AIDS pandemic, like, you know, a serious thing as well. But in the same kind of vein as this, the last thing that happened like this is like the Spanish flu in 1918. That was 100 years ago. Like, no offense, everybody that was
what
like
the C word that we had down here? The C word, a disease that Mia brought up when she was talking. Cholera.
Cholera, yeah, they had a cholera outbreak as well.
Right.
But that was decades ago, you know? Mm-hmm. And on top of that, it wasn't to the same level this thing here in. Like, this thing, like, is not just the virus itself, the health aspect, but it's also the economic aspect that everybody got to deal with. Every country got to deal with that. Right. How do I balance the health of my people versus making sure the country don't go to economic ruin? And then even if everybody healthy, you can't get bread, can't get name. What's the point? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So with that being said, like, I feel as though the government has had an overall good response, but it fell down in a number of areas, which right now I don't think it really affecting anybody. But, you know, I ain't want to bad talk or, like, you know, put my mouth on it. But I could see in a few weeks, perhaps it being like, yeah, you know, we maybe shouldn't do that. Like, that was a bad. You know what I mean?
But hindsight is 2020 though.
Right. Hindsight is 2020. So it's easy to say it then say it now.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
But you would say overall though that they've done more of a good job than you know, a questionable one.
Yeah. All things being given. Look, for me as a Bajan, I thought about it the other day, right? Because I hear some of my friends saying, boy, nah, like, you know, that how that situation all the men are running the supermarkets. My friends say, boy, I feel like one left. I don't like this feeling. I ask him, man, left and go where? Where you gonna go? You gonna go to US? You gonna go to UK? Where are you going to go? Where else can you possibly be?
Wait, to clarify, you want to leave Barbados?
Yeah, he was like, man, I ain't got a good feeling about this, you know, like these people in this supermarket thing, and this here, like, again, bad, boy, I feel right, it's gonna break out. I said, man, all right, but where you gonna leave and go? You wanna go to US? Where's the epicenter, like, heading in New York? You want to go to
you can Genovia.
I asked, man, where else would you rather be? And when you ask yourself and start questions, right, you start to realize, you know what, my country not just doing the best job it could do, but they're doing a well job, like, in my opinion, overall.
No, but not only you though, Alex. I know people hearing through the grapevine that they got a lot of tourists that do not want to go back home. They set up shop here since this whole thing started. Like, they were supposed to go home, and it was like, nah, B, go home to what? Go home to the UK? Go home to New York? No.
You understand that Boris Johnson currently in ICU as of recording?
Exactly. Right.
The Prime Minister, this isn't affecting just the poor people. This is affecting everyone.
Yeah, go back to what? So I get what you're saying. In terms of good things, I gotta say that I felt very at ease when I heard all the facilities that were, like, being put in place, like isolation center and quarantine and all this stuff. Also testing too. I like to hear, like, you know, that we're doing more testing than most people. And actually, that is my silver lining of all this. Like, if I got to put my confidence anywhere, it's in the level of testing that happening or whatever. I feel really good about that. I gotta say so. Yeah.
I mean, when you look at it, right? Because I remember this argument coming up where people's like, look how much cases Barbados got compared to the population, right? Like, we got 63 cases. I think we got 63 right now.
Yeah, 63. Yeah.
Right. I think Jamaica got the same 63 or around there. Trinidad got about 100 and I had it here a second. Trinidad got 107. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So the population size is different. Trinidad got, like, you know, 1.7 million. Jamaica got 3.7 million. Barbados got 207,000 people. But I tell them Barbados has done over 600 tests.
Right. How much tests Jamaica and Trinidad doing though?
Trinidad right now, they've done 878. I think Trinidad up front in terms of testing, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Jamaica, I think the last thing, because they don't give their, like, statistics, like, very often. Like, you know how somebody will ask you how much tests we do, right? Mm-hmm. I think Jamaica, last thing we checked was like 540 or around there. So it got between like 50 and 600 at this point, because obviously that was a while.
My thing is though, like, the ratio of Trinidad, you said, has 1 something million people, and they've done 800 tests.
Yeah, 800 and some more. Like,
compared to our 300,000 people, and you know what I mean? Like, those numbers ain't really adding up. We got, like, multiples less people than them.
Yeah, it's true. In terms of percentage of population,
right? I think I am very confident in the amount of testing that we're doing.
Yeah, that makes me feel better. So,
and To speak on like what I think our government is doing a very decent job. Our government is very transparent right now, which I know a lot of people are gonna be like, like conspiracy theories because you know what's going on, so you can assume a lot. Don't bring it up. Although you know what's going on, so you can assume a lot. But our government like coming out and saying, look, this is where we've messed up. This is what we're doing. This is the measures we're putting in place. It would be nice if people just like cooperate with it, though.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
I would say that there's transparency.
Yeah, the government only as strong as people, though.
That cooperation bit you brought up, that's actually like that perhaps is probably my biggest concern with this whole thing. Look, government will do things and people will complain about what to do. Government will not do things and people will say government should do. Mm-hmm. But as for we as a people, right, we got certain things we know we got to do. It ain't like that difficult in rocket science. You ain't got to study quantum physics. The man says social distance. Just, give yourself some space so you don't get sick. That ain't new to coronavirus. When you at work and a man got the cold, usually the first thing you do, don't come around me.
Move from me.
I don't want to catch
That's very normal.
Move from me. You know, if you get too close, you can get sick. So, like, basic things like that, like, we could be doing that, but, I still see men linemen, men jonesing, like, nothing happens.
Like,
so
nothing happens, B.
But right. But Alex, I think this is where I actually give the government a failing grade, though, because I expect that from anywhere that you go, I would expect that there will be people doing foolishness. Yeah. And I think to some extent, it's the government's responsibility to protect people, even if it's protecting them from themselves. And I do not think that our government has done enough to do that. Like, I remember the first time that something just like offset me was when early up, Minister Bostic and Mia both said that they trust the Barbadian people to do the right thing. And I just wanted to be there to ask them why, though. Like, like, are these the same people that there's like get prepared for hurricanes when a hurricane come in? Like, you like them people, you mean them? Like, you trust them to do the right thing and to act accordingly to something that they cannot see. When it comes to things that we can't see, we have proven to not act responsibly.
Yeah. But so it's still politics, Marcus. You still can't up and say, yeah, when there's garbage humans, y'all need policing. Y'all are sheep and we are the sheepdogs. You can't do that. You still got to give the people a level of trust, B.
I said that. Sorry.
Continue. I listened to you say that.
No, I said that. The certain places I felt the fall down. Mm-hmm. And once again, this is in retrospect, right? Because I mean, like Marlon was saying, you can't necessarily just say, listen, unless you want to be a dictator. Yeah, man, this is what happening. You ain't getting nowhere or else. You can't just do that. This is a democratic society. We as a people got certain liberties of freedom. I mean, for me personally, I felt that was a mistake as well. Because at the end of the day, it's like, you expect people to do particular things. You trust people to do things. I know that I heard the Governor General when she was giving her speech, a real good speech, by the way. She was talking about, back in the day, we as Bajans, we've come through so much and the hard times that we've struggled to get through, and we have. I was like, that's true, but society changed real enough since then. Men ain't no there about making caramel pop. Men don't take out sheet lamps or no more. Men ain't got burn kerosene lamps. You know what I mean?
We're living on imports. We ain't living on the land.
You finish your point, Alex?
But no, I was saying that I feel as though she, that speech, that's the way the government thinking. Right. We could do this. We's Bajans. We've been through these things. But society changed. So Bajans anymore as a society, I'm not saying they don't have people like this, but as a society, collective, we don't really have that kind of, let's do this for Barbados. It's more like, my man, I want this particular thing. I gotta get it. Or this is my circumstance. I live and by it. I ain't care what the man down the road dealing with. Yeah. I dealing with this.
We get into a real dog-eat-dog mentality lately.
Yeah. So that's where I feel to give we way too much credit by saying that the Bajan people want you to do this. She said that, right? And the very following, I remember when Sata had a little speech about how they be closing supermarkets and closing at 5 o'clock the following day. In my mind, right? I just like to visualize things. I could see literally every Bajan getting on the starting line like Usain Bolt. I get ready to run to the supermarket. I could have visualized the men bolting in the air, dog. I tell myself, boy, we give these people way too much credit. Like, even me, give me way too much credit. Because when the men talk about, social distancing, I ain't gonna lie. I went to the beach there too. So,
Yeah, I see you towards the side there. I see you towards the side though.
yeah, so that's just how I feel. Too much credit, man.
I want to sign that. Sign crossed my mind when this was going on, right? You think, you know how like basically the BLP like win like with flying colors, like beat everybody bad and thing. All the government talking, people love the government bad, talking about anti-media this, anti-media that. You think that they got a bit too comfortable in thinking that Beijing's can trust them because we like them so much? That just off of Mia's word alone that we would do the right thing? You think that's a sign that could have been a possibility?
I think I do believe that because well, from reading the comments like on the YouTube page and Facebook page during the live broadcast when Sanchia was on, people were saying bring back Mia. I don't think people really in Barbados at least. I don't think people back our government as much as they back Mia. I've seen people say in group chats too. I've seen people say they find Mia's voice so reassuring, so calming, like them believing she.
Man, listen, I ain't gonna be the first person to jump up and down and tell you, yeah, man, listen, Mia's the best thing ever. Like, I believe in Mia 1,000,000%. That's facts. I will state that publicly. But I remember after the supermarket thing, the last one, before they shut down, I ain't gonna lie to you, I had to worry too. I had to hear like, this ain't looking good. This ain't looking good at all. I remember Mia Company News, the following, the same like, dog, when the woman start talk, right? I literally tell myself, you ain't that bad. I don't know how the woman do it. The woman just talk, and it was just like, you know what? We could do this for real. She has that kind of like aura.
And she has an energy about her, right? But I still don't think that she should use it to like think that Beijing's gonna just blindly follow her.
Yeah,
it's only to an extent.
You know what I think happened? I think that they spoke within the context of thinking Beijing's more or less listen to them as the main channel. Listen to me, stay home. Listen to me, social distance. If we only listened to them, right, and we didn't have anything else coming in, we probably would have done as I said. But we got WhatsApp,
so much other information coming
media.
in, dog.
But man, I could turn on CNN now. I could tell you how much people dead in the US.
I'm glad you said CNN.
The man go in a little box there every single second. Like the man's get excited. Another death. Like instant, dog. So it's like we got some things getting bombarded that week that the woman say, don't rush, they got food at the supermarket. When I go to my phone, I see men fighting for toilet paper in the US. I see men saying that things run, stay home.
So you got to fight for toilet paper in Barbados?
Yeah, well, again, make sure that.
The thing is about that too, like even before it got bad, even while Mia was preaching the social distance thing, even when I will always say it became bad in Barbados before it became bad in the States, because I'm glad you brought up the US's news network, because Trump was playing down this thing for a while. He only recently started taking this thing serious. So when you at home and you hearing, things bad, you seeing China bad, but then you turn on an international news network and you hearing Trump saying, "Oh, it is a China virus. It ain't really saying nothing." You can feel laid back, because that's America, and we feed off of America, to be quite honest. So it ain't like, as you said, we taking our information from so much different sources, and then when you get a WhatsApp message, that talking about, oh, you just gotta hand sanitize, by hand sanitizer, all of a sudden wear gloves, wear a mask. You think you immune? You are now a god. You can't get this thing. You have a mask on and gloves.
Yeah. It's true. Marcus raised a point when he's talking about, because invisible, that's why people necessarily might not think. And it's true, because, I mean, as I tell people with this thing, if it was that when men get corona, they used to turn bright pink, I promise you, people with a social distance and stay home because they could see what it is. I ain't want that. But is that in that visible people is one tech, the little risk of saying, man, yeah, that out there, but I feel like I can get to this little line. It's just 6-7 people. Like, I feel that's really
you remember when people was not eating Chinese food? I remember clearly when there was a rumor going around that the Chinese food store in Chinese food.
Yeah.
This Chinese restaurant in Dole Mall, the man had come back from vacation at Dole Mall, a whole big bunch of pup. And people went running with this wild in Barbados. Can't eat Chinese food. Yeah. Because we could associate okay, there's a China virus, Chinese food, don't eat Chinese food. That for some reason made sense to a ton of people. But at the end of the day, that's just a bunch of nonsense.
I remember hearing that, and I was just like, I mean, look, yeah, in China, right?
Mm-hmm.
But China got over 1 billion people, though. I mean, like, honestly, a man come, apparently some family member come from China, and so you automatically not gonna eat the man. Like, I can't feel logic. Like, that's in the US, like, that's how people start buying Corona beer.
It's so dumb, dog.
It's so stupid.
So dumb.
I'm gonna ask one. Do you think that the Chinese government should be penalized for this in some way?
Yeah.
Oh, for me keeping it silent at first, and they were downplaying it.
But I'm doing junk.
If you penalizing the Chinese government, you can't not penalize the American government for doing the same.
Or the UK government.
Or you have to go down a line of penalizing government. So.
No, but most of the information came from China, though. So when China downplayed it, they did not understand the gravity situation until more information came out.
Okay, cool.
I agree with you.
That's right. That's cool. But does that justify the actions of everybody else?
What the thing that made me say thing was when the scientists at the beginning said that they got this virus, and then the Chinese government sent some kind of cease and desist form from talking about it and to destroy the evidence, all kinds of things. And then the people of China came together and said, well, this is a serious thing and the government should really pay attention to what the man is saying. And then it's only because of social media and that kind of coming together that the voice was heard.
Which is wild that a voice was heard in China. That's wild.
Exactly. I don't know. From where I am right now, I feel like that China is responsible for a lot of this, like, the spread. It could have been reduced if they let people know from early or whatever.
I agree. Yeah, let's talk.
Look, I could get what you're saying in terms of they keeping things confidential that realistically and really truly should have been made more public. Because if they had done that, perhaps then me and you might not be sitting on here at home for the 5th or 6th day straight, telling ourselves we want to go to the beach and can't.
Mm-hmm.
But that being said, when the first domino fall does be the most important domino to a lot of people, but it got a certain point that another domino does fall, another domino's fall. And if you could stop the fall, you could stop a lot of problems. So this thing went from China, right? Nobody in the Caribbean got this virus from a Chinese person traveling here. Everybody's been from the UK, from the US, or wherever, right? Europe. People came back from Europe, right? The English government, the UK, Boris Johnson's administration has failed to do what they needed to do to make sure this thing didn't spread. People from the UK, they're flying up, down, left, right, center, ding dong, all across the Caribbean, spreading this thing like wildfire. The US, the same thing. Donald Trump, administration, attacking it, man, ain't that bad. It's this Chinese virus. Just ice yourself, people. Be cool. People spreading it and so on. So realistically, why I could blame China for holding that information, let me put it this. If the UK had locked off them borders or say, mainland people travel for the next 2 weeks, 4 or 5 weeks ago, I feel this situation, we would have to be a lot different.
Right.
So I got to blame them at some point too. So you can't just say, yeah, the Chinese government not.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Yeah, boy, if you really think about this, everybody, that all the players involved, you could explain this whole thing about Trump blocking off the ventilators and whether or not that's legal or not.
Look, the press conference for that, I ain't gonna lie to you. I think it'll work. They're doing something else when it came on. Because that was another thing too. So many press conferences, they started to get desensitized.
Yeah, it's too much information, dog.
I just be like, look,
too much information from now on.
I ain't gonna hear it at some point during the day, I think, but I'm not too certain what the situation with the ventilators are, if they're being made in the US, if they're just shipping through the US or whatever, if they're being produced or not, right? I've heard people being like, think about it. If you're in a situation you need ventilators, right? And the ventilators coming through your country or leaving your country, you'll probably hold on to it too, And I'm like, but they ain't yours. That's just my take on it. If I producing ventilators and the government say, listen, company that in the US, produce ventilators for we, that's a different thing. But if a man purchase ventilators, and then I say, Yeah, but I want them though. Down yours.
Okay. Can you explain? But sorry, I just for clarity, you could explain at what point in the purchasing process that they took back the ventilators. Was it a situation where they were purchased, but when we purchased them, we did not know that they stopped purchases or something, or it's sign
My understanding of it is that the ventilators were purchased. The ventilators were due to leave the U.S. and the U.S. was like, look, we in a crisis. We need every ventilator available. Yeah, them men left in though.
The thing is, right? Y'all talking about the ones coming from the U.S. to Barbados. I read an article today on Business Insider where the men talk about what they did to France was, so France purchased some ventilators from, I think it was China. I could be wrong. The point is, whilst they were en route to France, the U.S. paid 3 times as much, and so they just went to the U.S. instead. It was on the tarmac on the way to France, and the U.S. was like, nah, we want those 3 times as much as France paid, and get shit right out.
Oh, real talk. Oh, yeah. I ain't hear
they messed up. They messed up France, Germany, Barbados is mentioned in the article. It was 5 countries total, but I can only remember France and Germany was the worst. I think Germany lost. It was masks. I think in Germany it was 200,000 masks.
Yeah.
They actually rerouted the shipment. It was going through Thailand, and they routed it through a different route to the US.
But they had another one too. Cause I remember seeing it, so I just went to look for the article. Canada and the US, like, the man kind of little skinny.
Canada was one of the countries. Yeah,
the man that West blocked 3 million masks coming into Canada.
Yeah, when my mantra does say it will be a mistake.
Yeah.
Anything.
I ain't gonna let you get wrong, but I feel at a certain point the men come to this situation. The man said, look, right now my country on the edge, and anything we could do to help, let me do it. Keep masks, let me do it. Ventilators, let me do it.
At the same time, though.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead, Kofi.
At the same time, the US is a manufacturing country. Like, they manufacture. They have Tesla was asked. They're not actually doing it as yet to start for the production of ventilators. Elon Musk was asked on Twitter. Like, he got lambasted on Twitter, and he said, all right, he's going to look into start using instead of producing cars. Nobody made cars now. Instead of producing cars, they're going to produce ventilators. Ford was looking into it. I think GM has started. So they have, just like in World War II, when a lot of manufacturing companies restructured to start making things for war efforts. I think that's an easy transition. Start making things in effort to battle the coronavirus, COVID-19.
Right. Yeah. My thing. Okay. I can admit to one that I actually agreed with what Trump did at first, because I was kind of like, if I was put in power under the assumption that I have a duty to protect my people, right? Then whatever I can do, I can do it, and drastic times calls for drastic measures. Then I said, at the same time though, would Mia have done that? Would Mia have said that it is a Barbadian issue or a humanitarian issue? And she made that decision already when she brought in people that even from BIM and helped them, right? Whether it was on the cruise ships or whether it was the Trinidadians, whatever. So I mean, like, I don't know if the way that Trump is looking at it is the correct way, because at the end of the day, this can blow over at some point in time, and just there's a humanity thing.
Yeah.
But my only thing though is, if he makes that choice, like, what could anybody do? It's freaking America. Them got the leverage. We don't got leverage.
I ain't gonna tell you. So at this point, right, then anybody could really do. I mean, we could kick a noise down here, but we ain't gonna really make a difference. However, when you got a situation where the U.S. might do that, God don't sleep. I know people memories is live long, so you might tell yourself, yeah, I find it doing this say no many people gonna live. But every other country that you screw over to get this say do ain't gonna forget you.
You can remember that.
When you got a situation like a country like China that just there waiting. All the men just waiting, yeah. It come from China, let me help everybody. The men sending doctors there, sending equipment here. And men started telling themselves, yeah, men tell themselves, like, when we really need help though, the US shaft we. But China come true. So let me talk to China though. Let me see what's going on. You could really put yourself in a bad position. So
it's the same reason why Mia accepted those cruise ships. Because in 5 years now, when things back and booming, God blessings, who they're going to come in favor of? Us, because they're going to remember when Royal Caribbean needed Mia. Whoever other cruise liners got needed Mia. We
I ain't gonna
were hosted them.
yeah. How she handled that almost bring me to tears, boy. I feel so good when I see the lights.
Big man, that was so sweet.
You meet again.
That was so sweet. Man.
Yeah, boy. But so in terms of, you think that in terms of what America does provide the world and whatever, you think that that China can replace them in some way?
Entertainment.
I maybe because of like the way that I tune into American media, I'm not too sure, so I could be skewed towards them. But it seems to me as though they are the hub for like a lot of things in terms of trade and manufacturing and all that stuff. There's a way to replace them.
I would say America is very self-sufficient. They can survive on their own, but you're not without other options for anything except for entertainment. I will say America has the best on every entertainment medium. But when it comes to like anything food manufacturing, you can get other products other places. They don't have like a monopoly on anything that's essential.
What do you think, Alex?
If China could replace the US?
Well, if China could replace the US, but also if we could just find
is it China or you mean the rest of the world? The rest of the world could replace the US, is what you mean?
Well, yeah. The rest of the world. If the rest of the world can in some way find something to replace the US in the event that we say that they are not working in our best interest.
It could happen, but this is just my take on it. For it to happen, it would take a collective agreement. Like every country would got to agree, screw the US. The odds of that happening is very slim because, I mean, the US is stupid, you know. You can't just be a world power and sit down pretty from your throne. US has put the fingers in everything. Every single thing that's been happening, the US has got little fingers, tentacles in. So if things go wrong, you can't tell yourself, I pulling out. Oh, mama, I got deals with you. I got businesses there. I got investments. I got some of you money locked up. Like, you can't left. There's certain things you do, whether it's literal physical people on the ground or is US aid or something. The US has got involvements every single place. The man's got military bases every single place.
That's true.
So, I mean... It's
very difficult to get rid of the US.
Hard, boy. Very difficult. Hard. I mean, like,
even inconvenient.
This isn't necessarily a corona thing, but an example of that is right now the situation in the US and Venezuela. So, in a nutshell, you know, the US have problems with Venezuela and the elections and whoever's president. And right now, the men sending, well, I don't want to say the invading because that's a strong word. And I say, if you're listening to this, I ain't mean no offense.
Tell your FBI guy the truth. They are invading.
Yeah. FBI agent is Kofi Asadayan. No, but the man legit sending ships through the Caribbean Sea to go to Venezuela, like, and it's like, I mean, I guess granted, nobody ain't really seem to care because COVID is a serious thing. That's a serious thing, dog. Like, that's a serious thing.
Right.
So, like, can't really start the man be like, sucks, but.
What do you think about, seeing that you are a former journalist, you didn't get to this part now. What do you think about how the journalists have been handling the questions and things? Because for every press conference, you got a limited amount of questions you can really ask.
That jokes are so well timed.
They got like 20 minutes. All right, let me get straight into it though.
What do you think about it?
Yeah.
All right. As you say, a former journalist, right? I think they could be better. That's no secret. They could be better. They should be better.
Agreed.
And honestly, it hurts me. Cause when I was a journalist, right? Before I was a journalist, I was young too. I didn't necessarily like watch press conferences and have burning questions about the economy and things. Like, I can't with that. But as you know, you get into stuff, you start to pay more attention. So no, I am the other side. Instead of being the ones asking the questions, I'm the one that watching questions being asked. I could tell you being at press conferences sometimes, you there following along with the man say, and you got questions you want asked. You boy, like, yeah, I boy answer this pertinent question. And a man can get up and say, Mr. Minister, what's the price of rice in India? I used to just be like, legit, used to be standing up there like,
yeah.
What I gotta do with anything?
Yeah.
And so afterwards, he's like, my man, Also, ignorance will ask you, like, men trying to ask important questions. You know, we got 20 minutes and you asking about race in India. That can make sense.
Yeah.
So, for me, no, I am that same boat. I watching these press conferences. Now, you know, it's listening. She might, like, Santia might say something, and you be like, but if that's what you're doing, then what about this? That's an automatic question you got to ask.
Yeah.
And somebody get up and ask them about if church keeping.
Yeah, dog. Like, no, what are you talking about?
It was today. It was today that someone asked, "Okay, is school starting about next week?"
Yeah.
Like, we ain't sure if we open in supermarkets, and you worry about people getting food.
Someone hear that, right? Honestly, like I got a group and some of my friends, obviously still in journalism. I pick my phone, was like, dog, what really going on though? Like, honestly, I don't know if it's because there've been so many press conferences. You got to try and find. You can't keep asking about how many cases, how many numbers. Because eventually they can just get that info. So you got to start finding, all right, what can I ask here that might be a new development, or what can I ask here that might, you know, be a different angle on the story? Let me ask you if we got enough yeast to make bread in the bakeries. Like that, like legit, that's something you might think. Yeah. And in the moment you might be like, you know, all right, that's an angle on bakeries because people is using enough bread. But to the public, big man, the supermarkets even opening, like honestly, like people just want to know basic things like that. And sometimes as a journalist, you could almost get in a bubble of journalism where the particular matters that you think are important or particular angles that you feel ain't get explored yet and should be explored. But the real reality is that the public don't care about that little angle, though. The public want to know basic things. And if them questions get asked, okay. People just turn off the TV after hear a question and get answered. Oh, that's why they want to know.
But
sorry, I just want to ask you, Alex, what was your opinion today when I can't remember who it was that I asked if Santia regrets keeping the borders open? You think that was a question that should have been asked in that moment?
I wasn't watching it at that point. Like I said, after a bit, I just tuned out.
Oh, okay.
But I wanted to ask Alex. I used to work for 2 media houses freelancing, and I was a photographer. But my reporter was always asked you have to answer a question and like represent the company or whatever. So you go like, oh, my name is Kofi Jones. I work for TBC News or whatever, and then you ask a question. I am honestly wondering if these people have like they just think, okay, I need to ask something. So let me just ask the first question that comes to my head.
You get that pressure. I can tell you for a fact that when I was a youngin, Canada, and you go to a press conference, usually an important one, if it's like somebody just like donating some books to children at primary school, nobody really cares to ask a question now. You know what I mean? If you got audience for the minister, the prime minister, or CEO of a company, and it live too, and everybody else asking hard-hitting questions, you just saying, oh, they're taking everybody questions and writing down. When you get back to that office, right? Don't go sit down. Go straight in your boss office. My man, I sent you to a press conference. I used to sit down there. I ain't asked one question. You ain't had no input. Why could as well start here and listen to it live? Like, what's the point of me standing you?
That
so you get that pressure sometimes, like.
Also, like, you ain't want to use work on Asian Nation and then advocate as a big question, though.
Big question, you both hit.
So I'm wondering if they're just trying to get that.
Well, look, sometimes when you go to press conferences or when you go to any events, there are particular questions are questions that every person is going to have. So like what you should do, you prepare a list of questions. So maybe you got 3 questions, big ones. But from them questions, the answers can probably give you more questions to ask. So you don't need to go with 20 questions. You probably just need like 3, main questions. Usually it's be like if government announced they're going to implement this plan to help supermarkets, your first 3 questions: how much it can cost, so how much money we talking, who involved in it, so what companies, what private sector, public sector agents involved in it, and when you're looking to implement it. And from then you could like back it off. But I find like once them questions get asked, in press conferences, once them questions get asked, people just be like, so what kind of bread you like? Like, man, start asking something. Because, like, honestly, it being real, but by then, you's already got your story.
Right.
Like, that's my story. Like, that's it there. I ain't need to know no more, but men is be asking things like, some ridiculous things that you just put on your pen and be like,
But
The worst question I've ever heard.
but tell me something. Why did you stop pursuing journalism?
We could. You want the real answer, or we could edit?
let me get real. Though.
All right, look. I don't want to say I've left journalism forever, because listen, I don't think they got a job like that on earth, big man. So many things you just get to do and see and learn. Be talk about fulfilling, but you can take excitement to the bank. That's one thing.
Right.
So that's a very real thing. It isn't the best paying job in the world. And I ain't gonna lie to you, many days, if not, yeah, it's a 5-day week. But I mean, reality is you like a doctor on call. Cause if I off and I go to the beach and I see my drunk, I working.
Right.
That's reality. So, and the days I work will be like 10-hour days. You can work 11-hour days. They ain't guaranteed off days, because you could go out Tuesday, Monday, Tuesday, maybe off Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, maybe off Saturday. And you know, so there's a real structure to it. So it got to a point where, like, I see my friends in forever, because like I usually work in weekends.
Yeah.
Like me and my woman at the time stressing, because like I work in 11-hour shifts. Can't even call she, yeah, honey, how you doing, babe? You good? The money you get in there, and you can tell yourself, I can, like, you know, make some moves. So it gets a point, and then on top of that, because it's such a stressful, like, high demand job, you butting heads with people at work all the time. Right. So I get a point. I was like, dog, I really want to do this for the rest of my life. Though. Like, I want my family and children. I think I could really see myself raising children off of, you know, this salary, this kind of work environment, and also too, I'm more interested in like public affairs and international affairs.
Okay.
So I made a decision when I had joined my company, like in a couple years, 3 years or so, I can look to leave and go on further my studies. If I come back, I come back. If I don't come back, well, you know, it's a big world out there. So yeah, but I tell you, if you got interest in anything like journalism, boy, talk about sweet.
But dog, but hold on, but dog, I asked you because I remember you saying at the time that you think journalism dead. Now I don't know if you were just saying so, like just out of emotion. Yeah, I don't know if you were just saying so out of emotion, or if they had like a kernel of truth in what you were saying.
I think it's dying. And not that is journalists' fault, but for example, I saw my parents, right? When they were growing up, the newspaper was the source of information. If you hear a rumor, the next day you go in and buy a paper to see if it's true. John Brown shot burned down. You gotta read it there, right? No, nobody paying for the news because you gotta buy a paper back then. I pick up my phone and go on WhatsApp. I see a CNN link get sent. Pay for news? Why would I pay for news?
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? And then on top of that, journalism is a very specialized field. So, I mean, not anybody could just wake up and say, yeah, I want to be a journalist, I want to be a reporter. They got several skills that you need in order to be able to do the job properly. From writing to people skills to interview people, you need to be disciplined because you got time management. And on top of that, then you're paying that great. So what the reality is what's happening is you're a young person, you know, watching CNN. I want to be a journalist. I can't wait to write. Just give me a job for 1 or 2 years and be like, yo, this bare foolishness, boy. And there's left. That's what's happened. There's left. And just get the skills and leave. And so what you really end up having is that you got a lot of people that get into journalism, not because they want to be journalists or because they got skills, but because they don't got people to fill the voids. So that's where you end up getting like badly written stories or stories that don't make no sense. Because like the people didn't really, you know what I mean? So I think, sorry, go ahead.
No, you were saying that you think it's dead because, but at the end of the day, don't we need journalists to fill a role of a reputable source? Because at the same time, like, for example, this whole footage thing, like, people could just send you a half-hour WhatsApp video that you're going to watch the first 5 minutes of and run with that information, no matter how fake or true it is. Because, I just said, if I hear a John Brown house burned down, the first thing I'm going to do is buy a newspaper and check and see. But nowadays, I might get a video of a place burning, and then be like, okay, well, this is John Brown house burning, and then I can send it to 5 people, and then I can send it to 5 people. But really, it's really John Brown house standing up.
Yeah, so, they need journalists. And that's a conundrum, you know.
Right.
They need journalists, but like newspapers ain't selling, So you gotta try to figure out how to make money online, which is a difficult process because
In Barbados.
most people don't want to pay online news service. People just want link posts, a little 10 lines. This what happened, a picture or two, and then good to go. So this whole thing about, you know, people looking to buy news online is very difficult. So especially here in Barbados, like I can ask when a man ever pay for online news in Barbados?
No, come on.
Nah.
I don't have Abla on for Barbados today. News nor Nation. That's my contribution. Well, that's my contribution. I tell myself, all right, let me like,
Yeah, so that's the thing too. A lot of people be like, yeah, the nation, Barbados they're free, man. I am about paying for news thing. Advocate, nah, I ain't paying for news. And that's the unfortunate truth. So then you gotta remember the God journalists that's where the ministers get the money from. When you get your salary, it's because the majority of money just come from like it is a mix. You get marketing, so you get like ads in the newspaper, and you got actual like newspaper sales. So a man might pay $1,000 for a pastry ad or whatever. You know what I mean? But
Right.
if nobody ain't buying papers, then
you're buying by ads.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You buy ads, so it's a tough spot to be in, and that's why I feel as though it is dying. And you will see it like overseas, like newspapers in America, the men shutting up shop, downsizing and things like that, which is sad. You need real journalists, but I don't know, boy.
Explain to me how though, Alex, how like even if there's a window of possibility, how it will work that there will still be a crop over for 2020.
Look,
I so awkward.
think it's true. I think, right? Like I've seen other governments push back their carnivals tentatively to like Jamaica push this back to November. You know, other people saying we postponing it, we ain't canceling it, we postponing it to 2021. And look, nobody want to hear crop over being postponed or canceled because the reality is economically that not even might will put a lot of people in a real bad position. Enough companies, enough people as depend on crop over. But as to holding it in 2020, unless you are planning on holding this thing, as I've heard some people say in November during independence, you then got to say, all right, whatever day you put this in independence, you need at least a month between the actual Kadooment Day and then the actual, you know, crop over events. It's been longer, but if we can like say we got to sacrifice it, give it a month, which means you need at least October. Which means that everybody got either book the tickets, get everything in order by then, which means that Corona got to be over by August, getting into maybe even early September. I can't see it being over by then. That's the honest truth. I can't see Corona telling itself, yeah, man, it was real by over here by July, August.
That is not happening. That can't happen. There's no projections show that at all. So like.
So reality is I see Jamaica talking about November and Barbados. I don't know I know Mia said she wanted everybody to push back the events. I think she has said a month. That was when she first spoke about it.
A month.
I can't see crop over happening this year. Because if it ain't October and if it ain't November, it certainly can be. Shouldn't be Christmas.
I want to say something. If crop over happens, it can't happen to the same level we're accustomed to. It can't be in a big influx of tourists. It can't be nothing. So it will got to be a couple of local parties.
Yeah, I want to hear my theory. Right. So here's my theory. Right. I hear something that I optimistic about, but I want to hear what we're going to think about it. Right. Mm-hmm. If everything goes the way it's going now, I can't see crop over happening. But it always got saying that is the unpredictable variable, which is human innovation. Right. And if we could come up with something, whether it is rapid testing, antibody testing, vaccine, whatever. Apparently, they got a rapid testing in 15 minutes. I'm thinking in terms of the influx of tourists, if we could get enough rapid tests that when you come into the island, you get tests at the airport, and then in 15 minutes, we find out if you got COVID or not, and then you kind of get filtered through the COVID people, and then that's how crop over could happen. What do you think about that?
You go
on, Kofi.
I'm thinking from the position of a tourist. No, I'm not going to pay X amount of money and ticket, X amount of money and accommodation to come in the island. Then might got Corona.
Well, these people, I don't know. These people foolish on me. Like these people dumb. I don't like. I say I know, right? But still, like I don't know. The way people just travel, just feel the urge to travel whenever they got the corona. I don't know.
I would ask that, right? You assuming that airlines gonna be flying in the way for people to even get here?
Correct.
No, nobody ain't flying. No, dog. Airlines. I know flight attendants. The men at home saying, "Dog, airlines ain't going nowhere." So the people got to be able to get here first. So that's the one challenge. Then when they get here, you gotta make sure they ain't got corona. So you may come here ready to tell yourself, boy, I was in the gym for the last 3 months. I on my cutting phase. I ready to go and walk up bad. Yeah, but you got corona 2 weeks at North Point. So all of a sudden you gone from walking up in the sun under somebody girl child to being up North Point in a cell that you can't left because you got corona. So it's like you got that to deal with. Then you got the reality that these things is coming waves. So while you might not have tourists even coming in, you might say, all right, locals only. Yeah, locals only. Let me go to this thing here. Somebody that ain't get tests that had, asymptomatic and pass on to somebody else that asymptomatic going walking up in the crowd, take the shirt off, running through the crowd, so high-fiving everybody. Next thing you know, you both here gotta be in your home for another 3 years. So it's like it hard, honestly.
I get what you're saying too. Yeah, I get what you're saying too.
What? So you think the facts can got rapid testing, be?
I don't know though. No, but okay. But here's my next thing that I asking.
$50 rapid testing and drinks free.
Free rapid testing before 11. After
that,
that's so funny. Okay. I know everybody's saying that there's a high possibility or is inevitable that April 14th it can get extended, right?
Mm.
And I kind of not understanding like why if all the symptoms, if all the people that got symptoms we expected will show symptoms in the next 2 weeks, right? Then when we kind of like gather everybody in that period of time.
Well, there's a problem, right? So the reason why they gave the April 15th is realistically that would give you time to, as you said, find people who may not have been showing symptoms because of 2-week incubation. And then after them 2 weeks, you start to develop symptoms, you could say, all right, you XYZ. Also, it would give you time to say, well, you have corona. Who did you come into contact with? Let me find all these people, make sure we get them and test them, either the negative or the positive, whatever. Theoretically, the problem though becomes that A, everybody who got the virus in the report. B, everybody that come into contact with you, you might not be able to say. So for example, suppose I got corona and before government shut down, I tell myself, yeah, I just come back from the UK. Again, Cafe Sol, link my boys. I go out there drinking, talking to people. I see a man, I know, yeah, we're getting on, dog, you cool? Yeah, all right, easy, buddy. I get test positive. So I can tell the man, well, I'm at Cafe Sol with Marcus, I'm at Cafe Sol Coffee. So 2 of them, you definitely got to check. How about the other dozens of people that are in Cafe Sol that I don't know who they is, I don't know where they come from, that I might have brushed or something that they might have, like, I might have cough and, you know what I mean? So it's like, you can never say for certain, yeah, we got every single person this 2 weeks, so everybody else, you're all clear to go. You can't do it. So and especially that supermarket rush that happened.
Right.
What?
So then how then would know when is the right time to open back then?
That was a good question, boy. I feel like once you see the numbers start to more or less flatten, so instead, all right, like right now, we seeing every day like they got more and more and more cases. And unfortunately, deaths going up too. I feel when it gets to a point where over a prolonged period, you could say, look, we've been testing people, and instead of testing, the numbers of positives going up. Right now, it's plateaued or going down. I think you could start to say, all right, we're seeing some positive signs say that either the social distancing or whatever starting to work. So when that will be, I honestly have no clue whatsoever. I'm not even trying to put a date on it.
Yeah. I get you. So, what do you think small business owners and entrepreneurs should do in this time?
That's a tough one, boy.
If it's tough.
Honestly, I'm not a small business owner nor an entrepreneur, but my heart goes to these men and women right now, though. Like, this got to be look, let me not kid ourselves. Before this whole thing happened, in like Barbados was the land of milk and honey. Everything then perfect. So people are struggling, people are making ends meet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some people was getting through, doing well or whatever, but you know, it was hard. This thing now hit, and not only have people stopped spending money, people stop going out. So for example, use an entrepreneur, use Met outfits. Nobody ain't getting nowhere. So nobody ain't buying no clothes for no reason. They ain't nowhere to go. So you might tell yourself, all right, I can just like, hold off on this, say I got a little savings or whatever. You can't tell yourself you're holding the savings for 3 weeks, for 4 weeks. You ain't know when this thing done in. You got bills to pay and so on. It's hard. I mean, I'm not a business person. I would not give anybody no business advice. I don't got business, so I don't feel as though I should be getting advice on saying I know them go. I just know that's hard. I don't know if government is going to, through whatever arms, try to help entrepreneurs, because I remember that's something they were big on before, like, making sure that you got a lot of entrepreneurs. Like, I don't know, but they could probably need some sort of help to get themselves back on their feet. That's the truth.
Yeah. Go if you want to go, or me.
Go ahead.
Oh, for me, right? First advice I would give entrepreneurs and small business owners: if you have the chance to leave Barbados, leave. I don't know. I don't know what else to tell you other than that. Before things was hard, as you said, Alex. Now things have tripled or quadrupled, and I honestly feel if you is one of the people that like you parent, you mother or father like got citizenship, so now you got like British citizenship or something, left, it is going to get very, very bad. I
have to ask. You mean during this whole pandemic?
No. I mean, no. I mean, in terms of getting back on your feet and when the surge of like business starts back and stuff.
Okay.
Look, use this time to look to set up shop somewhere else, because things are looking unbelievably rough. Right? Mm-hmm. That's my first thing. My second thing would be, I would say, here's something that I don't know how to prove it, and I don't know how to word it properly. But I feel as though because everything slowed down altogether, I feel like to some extent entrepreneurs, some of them kind of have an advantage over other big organizations, and that they have the opportunity to, because they're so small, they can adapt and adjust quicker than an organization that has a lot of employees. Mm-hmm. And they got to think about paying out the employees. They got to think about, how to restructure, blah, blah, blah. If you're an entrepreneur, you can restructure your business a lot quicker. Mm-hmm. And also because everything kind of paused, I think people that, or companies that usually got the head start, they kind of slow down a bit, and it could be an opportunity for you to kind of make yourself kind of known in a way. Mm-hmm. Now, I ain't too sure how much truth that got in it, but sign about the fact that things slow down. I think it could be a way that you could maneuver that to your advantage.
I think that may only work for certain types of businesses. Like if you're for creatives, you don't have an opportunity, nobody home doing nothing. If you create content, you have an opportunity to put it out there. If you hi dogs, what's up? If you like if you're like, I don't know, you work as a chef, it can be hard for you to put yourself out there currently. Like if you sell I don't know, food. Like you have a food truck, what you can really do in this period of time? You can make food and put it on Instagram. You've been doing that. Right. I can't imagine the avenue you would have. So it's not that black and white, but differently. I wondered if what you all think. I'm gonna be optimistic as a self-employed individual myself. If you all think that there might be an economic boom after this period, like people right now so thirsty for entertainment. People so.
This podcast is featuring dogs. Oh, your dogs got me. Dog, this is good.
You may have had dogs funny podcast in years. What was I saying? I was wondering like if you all think that people so desperate to spend money. No, people so desperate for entertainment. If you all think that people might just up and buy things. People like ready to go out. People ready to spend money.
I think people would be willing to spend money, but I also think after weeks and weeks and months of this thing game pounded we had, Corona killing people, staying home, from people. It can take a long time for people to feel comfortable enough to even go in a store I get close to people to want buy things or go to a party or go to a show to watch, go to a cinema. I feel like after this thing officially blow over, it can take some time. Because think about it, right? Suppose you wake up tomorrow, Marcus, Kofi, and somehow me come to your TV and tell you in the most common and reassuring way, yeah, Corona done, man. We got the solution. Everything cool. Right. You ain't gonna go to the cinema and be like, yeah, man, everything blessed. You can be like, you know what? All right, I can give you a little time.
I ain't too sure. I
have a rebuttal. You ain't gonna do it.
I ain't doing it.
Nor Marcus ain't gonna do it. They got a lot of very ignorant isn't the word, but it's 100% the word. There are a lot of people that will do that. They cannot wait. You understand that the transport board gonna start running buses this Friday, or was it last week Friday? The point is, I don't remember if it was the CEO or one of the managers that said, "Oh, people were getting in the vans because they're on board. They were joyriding."
Right.
People honestly are not taking this thing seriously up to now, and I'm not quite sure if we will get to a point where we can get them to take it as serious as we want them to take.
They can take it serious.
I think you can counter to what you're saying, Kofi, and say that I think that there's a possibility that it could go the other way. That people so this is the initial kind of like few days of us doing quarantine, I think. But after, if you have to do this for like 2 months, I wonder if people may actually adjust to this kind of quarantine thing and adjust to the fact that, let me stay away from these people. I ain't really about talking to them. I ain't about seeing the body that kind of way in terms of like, being in a big crowd. See all that there? Like, I want to leave home. But in terms of being around people, dog, I ain't know if about that.
This might become the new normal.
Exactly. That whole new normal kind of adjustment thing. I would say I kind of concerned about that though, because I don't think we should I don't think we should get used to that. I don't think
so. That's very interesting. I don't think we have it in our genes. I think we are a very
social people.
So yeah, we are a very social people.
Animals, right?
Not just humans. I mean, like specifically as a Caribbean person, as a Bajan, we always vote like maybe.
Yeah.
So let me ask you something. When they say it all blow over and the man got the first quarantine fact or whatever it is after this year, you win?
No. I am talking.
Rapid testing free before 11.
Yeah, unless
I'm talking right, but unless I'm being paid, and because again I need money, like it's only X amount of money you could possibly go on your savings.
Right.
I know again.
That's the next thing too. Like what you said about the entertainment boom or the economic boom after this, I agree with, but I think that boom is only going to last for a bit though. Like I think people are gonna be so happy to leave home, I think, but I don't think it's gonna be like long standing because then people again kick in. Oh, I read.
Boy.
Unless you got a lot of free fats, or saying. Yeah. I think that
people don't remember how much a bottle of Hennessy costs.
Exactly. I think people can be willing to spend the money though for that first boom though. I think what you say is true. People can be willing to spend the money to be out with their friends again. I think after that though, people can be like, oh well, now that kind of new feel gone. Yeah, though I bet for you next.
That's so valid, though. That's so valid.
6 months to hear.
But what I got to remember though is that not people getting the off, you know. Yeah, like maybe got disposable income after this. Yeah, like maybe banking cash at home for the next 3 months.
Yeah.
Nothing getting the off, and you still got to be buying groceries, paying you like bill, your water bill, whatever like that. So when this whole thing plan, people didn't working. Nobody in town itself. Yeah, you see that little $400-$500 day I got for back. Let me go and buy 3 bottles, 3 long necks. Again, expect it. Men tell myself, but look, I know when the next job can, I gonna try and get employment. So I know.
Listen, they just text me yesterday, reminding me that I have to pay my bill for this month, and it hurts me. That hurt me because I ain't work pretty much.
Jeez, God,
And right now, people. Like a lot of people in the tourism sector obviously feeling it.
Yeah,
a lot of people.
A lot of sectors
feeling it. Yeah.
Like a lot of entrepreneurs, like little food vendors, even the men self quoting right there on the highway, dog. Like men ain't working no more. But some days I tell myself, boy, yeah, you're home, but let me go and buy some chard, coconut men in there, make out.
Right.
We've got enough men that just ain't making money. Enough people that ain't gonna be making money. So got to take that into consideration too.
Yeah, boy. I mean, I am so worried about how we can look in like 6 months and like economically, because I really not I forgot, but I guess I really now feeling how much of uh uh a want country Barbados is, like in terms of jobs, like want jobs, not need jobs, if you get what I mean. Like right, it's like it's like we's a luxury, and people kind of cutting down our luxuries around the world, so we gonna feel it. I don't know how that gonna look, B. I really don't know, and I don't know how we can adjust to that.
When you bring that up, I've always been a firm believer that we should not have our economy based solely on tourism. That was always a mistake. That was always a tragedy waiting to happen. Mm-hmm. Whether it was a natural disaster, whether it was say like 9/11, or a global pandemic where people don't want to sit in an airplane for 8 hours next to somebody else, something to say.
Right.
It eventually can come to a point where, you know, tourism gonna put in problems. Right. So no, I don't know. I like me and my boys sometimes we talk about it. Like, what should we invest in after this whole thing? Excuse me,
my man.
I
bro. You got that shit, bro. Nah, that's
Marcus, I want to know you to spread me, because you start with the Drake off. I know Alex sneezing.
Just so me.
Where are you going?
I'm a sinuses.
But yeah, but what can we invest in though? That's the thing that I like. I don't think I know much in that department, but what are the possibilities?
What?
Yeah.
No, my sinuses were just like tripping, dog.
Yeah, me, I get you now. But I don't know, like as we take it about it, I have no idea. Be like I hear people talk about the cotton industry, that kind of work. I hear people talking about I was thinking about rum, that kind of sustain me. Like that's a maybe a little dank, but God, like I don't know what else.
Well, I personally think that the way for us to go as a country, and this is something like in my studies and something I've learned to realize that I'm real passionate about, I feel the way to honestly go is like the blue economy. So like, to me, for a country like Barbados that has, you know, such a wide, like easy and, you know, maritime boundaries and stuff like that, I feel as though blue economy is the way to go. Like, you know, look into the sea. What can we do in the sea? What can we do in the ocean? Like, what can we get out of it? I feel that's the way to go, because right now, you know, like we got the biggest country. So like things like agriculture, no matter even if you turn the whole of Barbados into a plantation, there got sugar plantations in Brazil that are bigger than Barbados. So even if you turn the whole, you know what I mean? Like, well, that's one thing. And like we got natural resources that you can say, all right, we can have a bauxite industry, we got lumber, we got forests. Like, you ain't got that, so you got to find something that, besides the actual manpower, you got to find something that we can actually get involved in. Mm-hmm. What we do have is a lot of maritime areas, so I feel we should start looking into that.
Maritime area. I would go look into that though. Like, I don't really know much about it, honestly. In terms of like generating a good set of revenue, I don't know how exactly we would do it, but I know they got a blue economy thing that Mia make up, right? A blue economy set, right?
Yeah.
So right. Oh shoot, that's Kurt. Okay, safe. I was wondering like maybe that's an option for true, but I don't know how much money that was. I thought it was more kind of just trying to restore the environment, but in terms of like making out like dollars and cents, I didn't know.
No, economy. I mean, part of it is like, you know, fisheries management and that kind of stuff. So like, I guess you could say the environmental parts of it, but another part of it is economy. So it is about getting money out of it in some way. I mean, it will take a lot of work to get there, but, you know, I feel as though we got to look in that direction. And not just look in that direction, but look in other directions. I don't feel that we should get to a point where we say, yeah, but the economy is it alone. You got to look at tourism, blue economy, agriculture, diversify the industry so that you at least got, you know, different sections of the economy. Everyone go down, you got something else you can fall back on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get what you mean. But yeah, man, I feel like good with this, man. Thanks for your time, man, and talking to me, because you was one of the people that I can still tell that you care about reputable sources and that kind of thing. So I glad that you was one boy that come out.
Alex, before we go on to the question, you have a favorite conspiracy theory? You mentioned the 5G, but I wonder if you hear any of the others, like the Bill Gates is the Antichrist, and this is his play.
But honestly, right? All right, I can try to put this in the most diplomatic way possible. I feel as though anybody who believes in that or spreads that, I feel they should get knocked on the door and they should be told get any van. I just feel that. I personally just feel that. Get any van. Because, look, the reality is that people are going to be free to believe what they want to believe. That's fine, all right? But I just feel in critical situations like this, for you to be sending on WhatsApp talking about how 5G this creating virus and 5G this, I mean, come on, dog. Come on, bro. Seriously?
Yeah, it's dumb.
Bill Gates is the Antichrist, and that's why Bill Gates got shares in this, and they have patents on coronavirus before it comes. I mean, seriously, bro.
Yeah,
really?
it's ridiculous.
Really? Like, Arrow fight for free education for we to get to this point is ridiculous.
Wow.
Honestly, it's hurt my heart. Wow. You still had to come out, issue a statement talking about Barbados don't got 5G. Honestly, wow. Like, I don't know, man. But
I mean, you know, we'll hear my theory then.
What was your theory?
All right, so my theory, right? My theory, right, is the Chinese government released coronavirus, right? Because they knew that we were going to stay home, and then that means we're going to use TikTok more. I mean, we use TikTok. They can collect we data, and then every time that we're using TikTok in the house, they would know the layout plans of our homes, and they would like be looking in the back for all kinds of things. So they're collecting data because we stop at home. That's my theory.
I want TikTok.
That's the second best theory here so far.
As a man say on Twitter, right? So a man said, the man said, first of all, what makes you think, all these individual people, what make one think that when it's so important, like Chinese government want to track one? Well, like, I'm not in Barbados. What could the Chinese government possibly want to track me for?
The rest of the one.
Two is like, my phone right now that I using here, this is a Chinese phone.
She got hit the wrong way.
If the man want to track me, honestly, if the man want to track the man, the reality is the man can track the man.
He get chat me
already.
Yeah,
get tracked already.
I personally don't have much to
sure.
Yeah. I live a very boring life.
For real, me.
Honestly, right now my FBI agent here falling asleep. Can they get on my life?
Nothing.
Worst job. You ain't getting on this my life.
Yeah, me.
Honestly, conspiracy theories. I think conspiracy theories are exciting because it's always get that part of you that's be like, what if?
Mystery is fun. Mystery is a lot of fun.
Yeah. What if coronavirus was made in a lab? I saw one that, honestly, if it ain't a man that's like logic and reason, I would have believed it. The man talked about how the coronavirus is made in the U.S. lab, but it was spread in China during the war games that had.
I saw that.
Yeah, I was just like, you.
Nah, it got spread. I didn't hear it.
There were some war games in Wuhan before the outbreak. So like last year during the summer, and it started there, but like nobody didn't take it on. So they were like that bad flu. They were like, they were saying that you remember vaping was killing people last year?
Yeah.
Right.
Men's like, yeah, you see that vaping? That ain't just the vaping, that was coronavirus. Coronavirus is reacting with the vape, chemicals.
Of course, chemicals. I love when people don't know what something is, so just say chemicals.
Chemical imbalance cause.
I read one of the fake news articles about a nurse from England and what she recommended we should do. And the woman was said to rebalance your alkalines, you have to drink lime juice because lime juice is a 22 on the pH scale. It was just like the pH scale goes from 1 to 14. 1 being acidic, 14 being alkaline. So like, how is lime juice a very acid liquid at 22?
Like people that's gonna crap me.
I hear a woman too talking about it got made in China to control the population. Of course, because China got a billion people, over a billion people. Of course they do.
Right.
But they have a cure. That's why in China it dead not so fast. But the Italians can't afford the cure.
So, you know what people come in science? I just ask me a simple question.
What?
that really makes sense to you? Like, I genuinely concerned. Does this make sense to
Right.
you?
People just feel like this is logic, like this made 100% sense to them.
So you know what made it simulate? So you rather believe that somehow a man eats a bat and then somebody gets sick and all of a sudden it's like, oh, man.
Which, by the way, that's so easy to believe.
I don't believe it comes from man eating a bat. I believe obviously bats are like a vector for like a lot of viruses. And so it makes that jump from like bats to maybe a different animal and then to humans, whatever. But I tell man, this in there and you, I was like, Mama, where you think MERS come from? We think swine flu come from?
Swine flu come from? It's called swine flu. I feel like
right.
It's happened, dog. I tell man, it's happened. I was like, it's so hard to believe animals could like transmit diseases. I tell man, like things like even dengue fever, mosquitoes is dengue.
Mad cold disease. I just remember that one.
Mad cold disease. I mean, so it's like in that thing. So it's like, so why it's so deadly then? I was like, well, you should ask the virus that. Well, I ain't who met up. I ain't the virus. You know what I mean? It's like, why is that when some people get the cold and some people end up getting a real bad cough. Yeah. Some people get the cold and just go there, you know what I mean? Feel a little feverish. Like, I don't know. Ask the virus, dog.
I love the back cutter theory, though. Might eat a back cutter. And then cut you for good.
Jeez, oh, right. What? Yeah.
I hear reading that Antigua's confirmed his second death. That's 2 in 1 day, boy.
In one, both today.
Yeah, both today. It's tough, man.
Yeah, Kev, no post it, man.
Yeah.
Alex, man, thanks for coming through, and thanks for doing this. We first Zoom person, so we still trying out things. You know what I mean? Like we're trying to figure out me. But geez, this is a good conversation though. I really think that people gotta hear that, that people out there still waiting for reputable sources, not just using WhatsApp, right? And looking at what the auntie's saying, dog. Like actually, like what the
friend. Even having me, dog. Like I just watch it and everything. I really appreciate being on. If I had to leave like last words, I'll just ask people, please, just check the reputable sources, check the official sources. If you hear that they got another death in Barbados, if you hear it from the person child, cool. But don't let somebody forward you a message. Yeah, boy, I get this from a group chat. I hear that. Just wait for the official news. No, that's all I beg you. That's all I ask. If you see it on GIS, if the minister says so, if you see it on a news site, fine. But don't take that you hear, yeah, there's a picture of a man that died from corona. You know the man. Like, you know how much heartbreak you cause people, families, when it ain't the person that dead, and you gotta be calling trying to find out it. That's thing like that for real. Nah, the man hit on the phone. I good. Just, you know what I mean? Just do it.
Yeah. You can't say any better than that, be reputable sources, man.
Yeah,
it's true.
But, you may keep talking, but what the freak be? This is the new normal, as Kofi said, and all we gotta do is just keep in touch and keep your head on, be. Don't let your mental health, Don't become, too unstable in these times and that kind of thing. Kofi, you make a talk. Alex, thanks for coming through. I Know Podcast. We out.
Thanks for watching the I Know Podcast, Information, Knowledge, Observation. Be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to our channel. We'll see you soon.